I didn't read the book, but
Okay.
it was for 12 weeks in the New York Times bestseller list. There is a reason for people loving this book.
Sure.
Tell me why. What is this attraction for this word?
You know, I couldn't tell you why. I mean, all I could tell you is why I like it, and I think that it was a really rich, visceral experience to read the book, and I think that it is, you know, she created an amazing world to go inside of that I think is filled with, you know, rich textures and some magic and some mystery and violence, and I think it's an era that people are attracted to. And then, you know, I think there was kind of a great love story at the center of it, and I think also people really fell in love with the elephant.
Yeah. And with Robert, maybe.
Well, with Robert too, but I'm talking about the book. I'm talking about the book.
Yeah, it's only the book. You are right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the movie because I didn't read the book.
Sure.
And I saw the movie. And then, yeah, the circus and the atmosphere and then Jean Harlow's style and everything. But I don't know. Girls are crazy for Robert.
Yes, they are.
But what is the mystery? What is the reason? Because we had in the past other young, handsome actors. What is the magic?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's that he has that kind of unexplainable thing that other people have. I mean, and it's unbelievable. I mean, from the first day on set. You know, look, when I'm around him every day, he's a normal guy to me that I'm working with, so it's all fine. But then I'll tell you, when he's in costume and his hair's cut and he's tan, and you point that camera at him and then you look at the monitor, all of us would go, oh my God, what is it? There's just something that comes out of him. And his face photographs a certain way and his eyes look a certain way, and there's a, you know, we were all sort of going back to kind of old movie stars. There was just something really charismatic and magnetic about his presence on screen.
It's incredible, the reaction of the girls for this guy.
Yes,
but,
and of all ages. Every day they would be camped outside of set. Every day. 50 to 100 girls every day outside. And these would be girls from 12 years old to 65 years old. With t-shirts with his face is spray painted on their shirts. And
but talking about, again, the circus, I mean, from Picasso to Fellini to Paul Klee, Kandinsky, there was always this kind of fascination for this word. Why, again? I know that I ask you strange question about, but,
but I mean,
why do you think so?
I think, you know, it's interesting. I think there's less of an interest in circus now. I think that, you know, we look back to this era of circus and there's some interest. But I think at the time when these circuses really existed, circuses truly brought magic and the exotic to people who never saw it before. You know, now we're plugged into 500 channels and we all have the internet and we've all been on trips around the world and we've all been to the zoo and we've all been to big cities. We've seen everything. We've seen the bottom of the ocean to space. In the 30s, most people didn't travel, most people didn't read. Nobody had this experience, and so a circus would show up and you would see these amazing people that could do unbelievable things, these animals you had never seen before, not even in a picture. And so it was an unbelievable experience when a place like this would show up. And I also think that people were not cynical in the 30s. I think they were open and sort of pure and gullible to what they saw and what they were told. And so you know, you could fool people more easily as well, and you know, so they would believe in magic.
The casting, very interesting. Of course, Christopher Waltz, we love him.
Sure.
The ringmaster, and then he could be mean, he could be scary, it could be, you know, it's when did you think about him? Why you wanted him?
I just think that he's a fantastic actor, and I knew that he could play both sides of August really, really well. And you know, it's important that you know, I never thought of August as a bad guy. I just thought that he's a guy who sort of judges the actions in his life the wrong way. And you know, I knew that he could be somebody that was very beguiling, and he could bring Jacob, you know, into his world and want to make Jacob feel like he's a part of that family. But when something with that family would go wrong, I knew that the dark side could come out, but it would be justified in a strange way through Christoph. Not that we believe that it's right, but that Christoph would believe that what he's doing is right. And I just thought he'd really be able to pull that off. And he also has the power to go dark without being obvious, and without yelling and getting scary, and that sort of scariness kind of comes out just through his pores without feeling the attempt at it.
It's always fascinating to see him.
Yeah.
You never know what happens next.
Yes, exactly.
You never know if
Yeah.
he becomes violent or if he becomes. Only 2 words about Reese Witherspoon. That tiny little blonde. I didn't read the book, but I always thought about these creatures in the circus like exotic, strong, maybe more dark with big. And you chose a little. It's in the book. It's described.
No,
like
she's a little different. She's a little different in the book. In the book, she has dark hair, and we actually went because in the 30s, typically girls, women who were stars, went bottle blonde, and because somehow in the lights they became a little more luminescent. And I liked also the bleach blonde hair because I felt like it made her look like she's lived a bit of a harder life. You can sort of see when you're up close. With the darker hair, made her feel a little more innocent and a little bit more like a girl next door. And I wanted a little more sort of scrappiness and a little more survival in there.